Hey guys, it's Jeremy here to talk to you about Anchor, the free podcast tool that you all need. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, like I said, it's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or your phone. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So guys, go ahead and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm on your computer to get started.
Oh yeah!
Blerd Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blerd Activists.
At Fat Dancing Blerd. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and their Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We've got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live.
Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat, the lyrics, and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service.
You see, somehow the world will change for me. It feels so wonderful. Be there. I know somehow we're gonna get there. It feels so wonderful.
Do a remake of the theme song.
So wake up the members of our nation. It's our time to be.
That theme song did go freaking
Before
hard.
Drake went all crazy, but yeah.
You know, we can't condone Mr. Bell's action.
Yeah, it was.
It was him.
No, Miranda Cosgrove is singing.
Oh, both of them. It's both of them.
Oh,
The iCarly theme song?
Yes. Drake Bell and Miranda Cosgrove.
I know
She
that.
sing? I never heard him sing.
If you hear the male voice, it's like backup.
Is she definitely the
No.
primary singer? Like she's the lead singer
So
in that.
you hear the
track.
Drake and Josh theme song, and then you hear the iCarly theme song, you will hear
right.
similar vocals.
I refuse to acknowledge Drake Bell.
That's acceptable at this point in time. Without a
2022.
doubt. Without a doubt. In 2022,
For real?
we can cancel Drake Bell, and we
5.
have.
Oh, are you already recording?
Yeah, I think we're in here.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. We're gonna recap
Well,
again.
welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Welcome to another episode. It looks a little different because
Oh, check it out.
we did a little thing.
Jeremy renovated the space.
I got bored last week after we recorded, so I decided to renovate the space. Yeah, we have a bigger studio. It's wider. We've changed directions, kind of. You can't tell because you ain't in here.
You're in the computer verse.
Yeah.
And this is the real world.
Yeah,
So it is.
it's a simulation. Life.
Red pill or blue pill?
Yeah.
Red pill or blue pill?
Yes. What happens if you take both?
Oh, shit gets weird. Without a doubt. Oh, they told us not to make purple on the bus.
And cut.
Right. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Blerd Survival Guide, people. I'm your co-host, Jeremy.
I'm your co-host, Jay.
And yeah, we are back with another episode of Blerd Survival Guide in our renovated studio space. We got not new art. It's art that we've talked about before, but you can actually see it.
Yeah, the anime corner has been incorporated into the
Yes,
space, if you
so-
haven't noticed. And shout out to this
Jasmine
artist.
Art. That is
Yeah,
her name.
bro,
And
she
she
put
had a
some
calendar
art.
to put out, and we got the calendar last year. Jay actually gifted me and John the calendar last year for Christmas,
Oh,
and
I appreciate the credit there.
Yeah.
You didn't have to give me that.
yeah, you did it. But yeah,
I mean, it's a legit. It was a legit
Yeah,
poster,
I mean-
and like with legit art. Like I love the fact that like she incorporates blackness into
anime.
anime and
Yeah.
manga. Like that's I mean, where we always talk about like how we feel seen in a lot of anime and manga, and like through it, like
And then to physically see it.
yeah,
When somebody like puts it to
and
puts pen to page.
high quality too, like not just like poorly drawn.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! But you know, I'm excited for today's episode.
Yeah, because we've updated the studio look. We have a green screen now that Miriam's going to bring her steamer sometime sooner or later, so we can have it looking right.
Tight
Yeah,
and not wrinkled.
that's all right. But we have a green screen now. We have, like I said, the renovated space. We moved our board over to the producer side of the line. Miriam has a producer's desk now.
Woo!
Yeah, she got her own little space with the table for
You're not having to
her
sit
and
on the
Ryan.
bed anymore.
Yeah,
There's like
there is no more bed in here.
Workspace.
Yeah, so we can actually get some work done. We still got a cabinet in here that we can possibly use. I don't know.
I think we can incorporate it.
Somehow we'll figure it out. But yeah, today's episode, since we've updated things, we're gonna update you guys on a lot of things that have happened on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Wow,
and Marvel.
you did that.
I did.
That was solid.
I did.
I like the update. Dude, so much happened during the Tournament of Champions, so
Yeah,
we have to talk about
We
it.
got to. I mean, last week we talked about Moon Knight in its entirety because that whole show came out during the tournament, but not just that. We had the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie that just came out this past week, but we've seen the trailers and talked about it. We had Ms. Marvel, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Daredevil, a whole list of things that we're going to get into. And I guess to kick things off, we're just going to talk about the spoilers ahead first and foremost for all of these things, except for stuff that hadn't come out yet. But definitely for the first one, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Man,
Spoilers ahead. That is no.
solid 8 out of 10 on the scale for me for this film.
Hey, I mean, it
I give it a solid 8.
It brought everything that you needed for a Doctor Strange film with some guts and chutzpah.
So with the guts and chutzpah, definitely kept me intrigued. I wanted a little bit more guts, if you know what I mean. Like,
You gotta
Like,
it is it's still Marvel. It's still Marvel.
I know, but that's where I left. That's where I just like leave like wanting a little bit more because like Sam Raimi's style, which incorporated so much horror and so much like dark and doom and gloom and all that. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's so iconic. Like, and we've seen it in several other films.
True.
And it doesn't typically leave you wanting more. Like, you're like, all right, I'm tired. Like, I'm done with, like, all right, you're good.
Physically or mentally exhausted after
Yeah,
watching
but,
the movie.
like, this one, I was kind of like, come on.
Okay.
Push me. Like, push me. Like, push it a little bit more. But otherwise.
I mean, if you had to compare Marvel movies with Sam Raimi, you got the first Spider-Man, where he literally impaled Green Goblin.
And you see blood.
Yeah.
But you see blood.
Yeah.
You didn't see blood.
In 2002, but in
not 2022.
yeah.
You don't see blood.
Well, you see the most that'll probably be surprising, but like I said, spoilers ahead, the most that we got gore wise was one. Start at the beginning with the monster, the octopus monster, and the eye is taken out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got that. I mean, in this fashion,
but it was super comic booky still. Still very. I literally saw like the comic book sound on the pop. Literally saw it happen when you hear the noise.
I mean, you had that, and then going into like more sort of thing. Yeah, we heard that pop.
That was nice. That was nice.
But I mean, even going into the Illuminati scene, which we're going to get into in a minute too. But
so when you think about what's his name, Invincible. When you think about it, the Invincible scene and like how he goes and murks all of them, right?
With ease.
Like it's kind of like it's similar to that in the Marvel universe. Like she just murks all of them so hard.
Yeah, no.
With Black Bolt, that's the one that gets me.
Well, first of all, Black Bolt coming back, and the Illuminati members that came back. I mean, we had Mr. Fantastic.
That was lit.
We had John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, which has been fan-casted for years on years.
More.
It's rumored. It's rumored that he is coming back and is the main Mr. Fantastic.
Good to know.
Bryce Dallas Howard is rumored to be directing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rumor mill. Yeah. I love the rumor mill.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Mr. Fantastic, John Krasinski. We had the return of, and we all knew the return of Professor X, and this is in his X-Men animated
Shouldn't have put it in the
series.
trailer.
They shouldn't have.
Put it in the
They
trailer.
shouldn't have because
It would have been so lit.
Yeah, because
so
they brought him
lit.
up. They brought him up last in the movies, which would have had much more of an impact had he not been in the trailer.
Yeah,
Like the whole Illuminati scene. If they just like would have cut the trailer to where you don't even know about the Illuminati scene, it's
like
that whole scene would have been dope with their
it's a
introductions.
Thor Mjolnir. No, it's a Captain America Mjolnir moment. Like it really was. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I could have.
That's what it should have been.
It should have been.
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
Everybody would have clapped.
Like, wait a minute. And I mean, on top of that, you hear the X-Men theme song
This
playing.
like
That
beautiful orchestral
wait a
version,
minute.
bro. I'm sitting
Wait a minute.
I'm sitting here like grabbing me. I'm like, this is hype. Like, and when the really sucky part, we were in the theater with a bunch of other people, so like, we couldn't like really, be like.
Oh, no, I was too, but
I like to fanboy out next to her, like that.
Yeah.
Like when we.
I guess,
talk
and the
about
thing
it,
is,
I do.
and the thing with like a lot
That's
of
where COVID spoiled us.
that, but also like Alabama theaters don't know how to react like other theaters do. Because remember when we were in Virginia for the Spider-Man movie?
It was lit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Dolby theater was dope. It was so nice.
But like also like I mean the applause when Andrew Garfield came on,
Yeah.
and then like all the other things. That
So
came
when
from-
y'all went to go see Infinity War, it would have been Infinity War, the Mjolnir moment, right?
in-game,
In-game.
Yeah.
In-game. Y'all didn't get that There wasn't the reaction in the beat.
no,
What?
It's quiet.
Shut
I mean, you were
up!
in DC.
I
Yeah.
was in DC
Yeah, you
when
were in
I watched
DC
it.
when when I went to go see Endgame, it was. You heard a few like gasps, like,
But it wasn't
But it
hype.
wasn't like when he grabbed it and it was like, oh!
And I know y'all went opening weekend. I know y'all did. But like, what? It was hype in the theater. Dang.
Alabama doesn't know how to
That's
react
so
when it comes to
disappointing.
movies. Like I need when I want to see movies now. Like I'm gonna have, I don't
We're gonna have to
want
go to Atlanta. Like we're gonna have to get that.
I don't want to travel out the state, but I might have to so I can have the reaction that I need for an opening
Oh,
night.
it validates so much about the film. Like, when
Right.
Maybe if we went to Huntsville.
maybe
Possibly.
Yeah, Birmingham just be like basic, I
Birmingham
Yeah.
lived
guess.
in Huntsville.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, mad nerds are living in Huntsville.
There's some
That's
concerts I want to
true.
go to up there. We'll
Oh
talk about
yeah,
it. We'll talk about that later.
That's a good time. Let's do it. Let's do it. But dang,
Yeah.
man,
Nah,
like,
but-
but yeah, they really could have had that moment. I feel like in the film.
Like you
For
kind of
that.
have it with Mr. Fantastic because like you didn't know what to expect with like who was.
No,
gonna
that
be
was dope. That
and all
was dope.
But I mean, him. You had.
That was for me that moment when Professor X came out.
Sure, that's what we're saying.
No, that's what it should have been when like. Yeah.
But like no one else,
Like
because
it
but
should
they
have been like that moment with Mr. Fantastic should have been the whole moment for all of the Illuminati.
but they missed it because of the
trailer.
trailer. They really they
we
missed
should
out
tell
on it.
him the truth, Stephen. And it's like we know exactly who's that voice.
But I was hyped that Professor X was willing to give Doctor Strange like the chance. Like he was like, you need to.
Oh, yeah.
This is what you need to go do, fam.
I mean, that's
Like,
always been Professor X though. I
Yeah.
mean, with him being a telepath and one of the
Yeah,
strongest,
yeah.
one of the strongest mutants in all of X-Men. I mean,
yeah.
he knows how to have that equal opportunity, and plus he's like the. I
He
mean,
knows.
like what I was talking about in comics, he's like the Martin Luther King of comic books.
Right,
so
right,
all for peace.
Right.
No, it truly is. But
No, yeah,
him
him and
Magneto's like
Magneto,
Malcolm X.
he
It's
is.
like,
He is.
by any means
By-
necessary.
Exactly.
So I mean, So I mean, they went true to the comics when it came to that, but like,
But she murked them, fam.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
she
you had
took
the
them
live action
out.
Captain Carter for the first time too. I mean, still naming off the list of Illuminati. You had, like I said, Black Bolt is fantastic. Professor X. You had Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel in this universe. Why they couldn't use Monica Rambeau, I don't know why.
That's what I was thinking.
It was the mother.
That's who it was?
Yeah, it was the mom from Captain Marvel.
I didn't realize that.
That's who that was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, who was that Captain Marvel instead of Brie Larson and also instead of Monica Rambeau.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
which they could have used it, but I guess they.
I knew she was.
for
They
full
said
time.
Rambo. They called her a Rambo, but I didn't realize that.
It was Mama Rambeau.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and like I said, it's another universe. It could have been Monica, and
But they were all across different.
but the thing is,
anyway.
but also like if it was Monica, that would have given another like emotional point for Wanda because she has to deal with that in WandaVision. With Monica coming in and like trying to help, and now she's in this whole other universe being like, oh, I'm finna murk this little witch.
And like that was another part that I had talked about with other people that it seemed like the transition for her to finally make the connection. Oh, I'm the monster, right? Like that like transition moment could have been more powerful.
Also,
That's what I've heard, and I kind of concur with it because like it was just finally after she sees her kids, right? Like, and that's freaking insane. Like
she sees her kids. Her kids are afraid of her.
And, like, she finally sees them how they're seeing her. And she's like, oh, snap. Okay, I'm the... it comes together, finally. As you know, all Marvel films will do to some degree. With the exception of
the pacing. I would say the pacing in Marvel movies are better than the shows by far, but still.
That was it. I mean, the transition was very sudden.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I guess if they would have spent more time with her, like, with the kids and what... There are multiple plot holes that can be discussed. We do kind of got to move on to. We got like 5 other things, but
that's true.
I mean, like, the main plot points in Doctor Strange, like I said, the Illuminati fight, which she literally
just like. Someone put a meme on Facebook, and it's just like shredded pieces of paper.
Oh yeah,
just like a hole in a baseball.
Like, explaining it.
Yeah, exactly, and just like. The way she took out my boy without the mouth, like...
Oh, Black Bolt? Yeah.
Bruh. But I needed to see brains. Couldn't see no brains.
Hey, it was kind of gross, though, that you see his head literally just turn into an L.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, but you had that. You had literally... She didn't break Professor X's neck. She literally split his head in half.
Yeah.
In my... Like... One head went this way, that went that way. Like,
dude, she
grabbed him like this. She grabbed him like this.
Too, like,
she grabbed him like this.
Inside
his mind.
Inside his mind, and then came outside and just like snapped that man in two was brutal.
Terrifying.
It was brutal.
Yeah. I think that's one that shocked me the most.
AKA brutality, if you will. You know, like that was fatality with brutality.
I mean, everybody else was just kind of spaghetti-fied. Mr. Fantastic.
Yup.
And
chopped
in half.
Captain Carter.
Carter,
yeah. Those were the mercs. But the other part, I have to say this because the other part that was my favorite, definitely my favorite, Zombie Strange. Like Zombie Strange with the Cloak of Death. Like I cannot not mention that because
Cloak of the Damned,
bro. Like that,
the damned souls.
That was fire. That was fire as hell. Like
came to be.
Coming from watching What If, and then we finally get to see that, like the connection point, like live action, fire, like super dope.
Speaking of literally, like with What If, one of my favorite moments was the musical battle.
Bro,
the musical battle.
Yes.
That was dope.
Like we know that Doctor Strange is so creative with his magic, right? Like we know that this man incorporates so many other like the elements around him to his magic, and you don't see that in the first one at all. It's just him doing like the trippy flippy shit. The mirror universe is like stuff like.
But this one is like, all right,
They listen to the fans on this one. Yeah, they listen to the fans on this one.
I'm gonna fight you with music notes,
and it was clever.
That last music note that he like thumped and it just destroyed him. I'm like,
dude, he hit him with the
really
he hit him with the bro. Like that was definitely one of my favorite parts of the film as well.
The film as a whole, you said 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 because I mean, like I enjoyed it, and it was a nice entry for Marvel to get into the horror side.
It'll be interesting to see how they go from here. I think there's a lot of great points.
Well, they had to ease us into it with Moon Knight, and then
can we get an R-rated Marvel film, please?
I think we are when Deadpool comes around,
please, because then it'll do it.
Yeah.
They'll be able to go the distance.
Able to split people in half, and
it'll happen eventually.
All the things is what I need from Deadpool because it's gonna happen.
High expectations.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is coming back. He's coming with the same director who did what's that movie, Free Guy, and
I loved Free Guy.
Oh, Adam Project.
Yeah,
loved Adam Project.
This is the third movie that they're collaborating with.
Man, Adam Project. If y'all haven't checked that out, it's so good. But moving on.
Yeah.
We also got a lot of trailers that dropped this week and like last week and the week before that, you know?
So many trailers.
And the first one I have to talk about is She-Hulk. Because it's literally like everyone's talking about it. And I'm like, I'm excited for it because I think that it's going to be clever. I think it's going to be funny.
It's going to be sexy.
A little sexy. And on top of it, it's going to be like action-packed. Like, we know that Marvel can make a really good lawyer TV show. I mean, TV show, because Daredevil is dope. Like, we'll get to that. But, like, Daredevil is a really dope show about a lawyer, technically. Right? Like a Marvel superhero who also is a lawyer.
Yep.
I think that She-Hulk has a lot of potential because of this. like She-Hulk attorney at law. Come on.
Is there going to be crossover?
It'd be. I mean, I
Possibly.
think that.
I mean, right now,
I think it's nice to wonder and hope.
Yeah, definitely.
Speculate
I mean,
a little bit.
we got Kingpin and Hawkeye, so I mean, it's possible.
I mean, it's.
She go to
is
court
she
and-
in New York? She's also in New York, right?
Yeah.
So like, we have our New York-based Marvel heroes.
We're going back to New York. We're leaving London and Egypt and all that from Moon Knight and coming back to the States at least. And it's theorized that She-Hulk is actually going to be happening during the blip. Because if you notice, it's rumored and theorized. Because if you notice, Hulk, Bruce Banner, Hulk, he still has both arms, and his arms aren't broken, and he's still Professor
and
Hulk.
Homeboy isn't like burnt out.
Yeah. So he's still Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
So this could be during that time, like
That's
after
a
he's
really
finally,
great theory there, brother.
And I mean, on top of that, you got all these weird heroes and villains that are happening. Like,
why are they happening?
Because there's apparently a Frogman, and then Titania.
Clearly, there's an absence of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to help out and everything.
So I mean, like I said, it could.
I don't even know her origin story like that. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like,
quick, TL, too long didn't read. Essentially, she needed a blood transfusion, and the only person who matched was her cousin Bruce, who just happened to
so they are related.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so they did a blood transfusion, and his blood with gamma radiation got into her, and apparently the mutations work because they're same genetic genes.
All right,
and so she became She-Hulk.
All right,
yeah,
and he helps obviously at some points throughout the series.
Well, in the series, we see that he's like helping out. I don't know what happens in the comic books.
I want to know how much like he's going to be in the series. I hope that it's.
I think it's
more than one episode.
Yeah, I think it is because I mean they've had it seem like even though it is her show, they've had it seem like he's going to be a part of it somehow. I mean, this is the first solo Hulk project that we've gotten in the MCU.
I know.
So
I know. I mean, it's. That's interesting to talk about too, because like we've had our
Hulk since 2008.
It was the first one. I mean, like other than like Blade, right? Like it was like the.
Well, I mean, in the actual MCU, other than Iron Man,
right.
Like the Incredible Hulk with
Edward Norton.
Yeah, but Edward Norton was technically the first installment of the MCU.
But like, there's also like the 2003 Hulk, or however 2000.
Talk about that one.
I was the first one I saw. I had that in DVD, man. I had it. I'm not ashamed of it.
It wasn't a good movie, but I watched it.
I mean, I was excited. I was excited because like I knew that the Hulk was one of my favorite superheroes, without a doubt. Like, I don't know why. I never really analyzed this. I could think about this a little bit more.
But tell me why they brought Liv Tyler back. Oh no, it wasn't Liv Tyler in 2003. It was Jennifer Connelly.
Which is
was it really 2003? Was that when that came out?
Yeah.
Wow, I was on the money.
Yeah, you were.
I guessed. I said that with some great conviction.
Because Incredible Hulk came out in 2008, literally like a couple months after Iron Man.
But I do like that we're maintaining what's his name? Not Atrocity.
I know you're talking about the Abomination.
Yeah,
he's back in his human form.
Yeah, that's like, exciting. Ooh. And we're getting that in She-Hulk. So like and he was.
And it looks like it's
It was a dude from what? He was the one from the Edward Norton.
Yeah, no, it's
one,
that, but
right?
Also it's the one from Shang-Chi that did the fights because they have him back in the cell. that Wong was bringing him back to.
It's interesting that they've maintained him, like the continuity with him, but like they replaced Edward Norton.
Well, it's almost like that was technically the first of recasting of main characters before what's his name, Terrence Howard. Yeah, so went from Edward Norton to because actually behind the scenes of the Incredible Hulk, the director of Incredible Hulk wanted Mark Ruffalo, but the producers in Marvel would just say he's too much of an unknown to do that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Did Belgium going to 30 mean nothing to them?
It should have. It clearly should have. What?
Yeah,
I love that.
So
shout out Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, so once Mark Ruffalo, like the only reason Mark Ruffalo, well, not only reason, but there's multiple reasons, but
like that's the prevailing reason.
Yeah, he's in the main MCU now because Edward Norton wanted to do a whole bunch of rewrites in Avengers and the second Hulk movie, and he wanted to direct and shit.
What?
And they were like,
Edward Norton was a diva, hard to work with, couldn't do it, couldn't hack it.
Yeah,
and the not big enough. Mark Ruffalo comes
Change
in
the game, man.
Like,
Slays the role from
We're just
beginning
gonna
to
go from the
end.
first guy that we wanted to in the first place. And
Yeah.
look at that.
I
He's
mean,
been Hulk for 10 plus years now.
Whoa, major.
And he's been Hulk for 10 plus years now. And that's the same thing with Don Cheadle being Rhodey.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because Terrence Howard was like, hey, I want the same money that Robert's making.
You're a fool, Terrence. You're a whole
Hey, man, I just
fool.
want the same money.
Bro, go back to Hustle and Flow,
I just want the same salary, man.
Hey, hard out here for a pimp. It is indeed.
Oh, man. Moving on.
Moving on. No, so I'm excited for it, but we also mentioned the other one.
Yeah, we did, because it's about to do a little continuation on Disney Plus. Even though all the shows, well, not even though all the shows from Netflix have moved over to Disney Plus now. We have Daredevil coming on with this continuation, and they're going to be continuing it with the same. It's rumored with the same cast and the same storyline, and I forgot who's writing it, but it's
okay.
Yeah, but
I enjoyed the show. Man, it's intense.
It's
Netflix.
Netflix.
As the seasons go, it gets more intense, and I'm not even lying about that because, like, dude has damage.
Well, I mean, when you have season 2 introducing the Punisher as one of the main side characters,
dude, and they're gonna get a rated R version of the Punisher. I think they were talking about that.
Rumors.
I love that rumor. I mean, it'd be really great.
rumors.
It'd be perfect.
Well, I mean, like all of the Marvel stuff, you gotta remember Kevin Feige and all the Marvel team. I don't know if they're still out in the woods talking about it, but they went on a whole retreat talking about the next 10 years of Marvel. So anything is possible at this point.
Dude, that sounds like a great room to be a part of.
Yeah. I want to be a fly on that wall.
Man, dreaming, freaking dreaming. So yeah, that's.
I mean, it pretty much ties in Daredevil to She-Hulk.
I mean, without a doubt.
There isn't much to talk about with Daredevil because all we know is that they're going to be continuing on Disney Plus. Period. And yeah, I think a lot of people are excited. A lot of people are praying that it's going to be the same cast, which I'm pretty sure Charlie Cox is coming back.
He is the favorite Daredevil. Ben Affleck. Can take
back
a rest.
Ben.
I would be so shocked.
Make a rest for Batman.
Only if you bring back Jennifer Garner as Elektra.
No one's complaining about that idea.
Her movie was not well written, and she deserves another chance.
Neither was Daredevil.
Right.
But she was
They got
hot.
another chance.
But she was hot.
I did get another chance. Elektra got another chance. She was in Daredevil.
She
Not
was.
Jennifer Garner.
Okay.
But it wasn't Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner was in.
It was a very different Elektra.
She was in 13 of Going on 30 sequel. Yes. The Adam Project.
Oh my god. With Mark Ruffalo
And Ryan Reynolds.
Bro.
What a team. What a team.
I could do a whole episode on that one.
Man, that's a good movie.
It was. It still is. We have. But also got coming up. It's the day before my birthday when it come out. June 7th is Miss Marvel.
You heard that, man? Okay.
Guys, Miriam's the one that keeps me up to date on Miss Marvel. Yeah. Like for sure, she's like, this is the one that I am ready for.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I mean, I think we're all a little bit ready for it because I mean, it's a needed movie.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
TV show, excuse me.
No, it definitely is.
I call a lot of TV shows movies. I just want to say that.
Yeah, they're all moving pictures.
Exactly.
You can go to the cinema and watch a moving picture.
I was raised by old people.
Damn. All right.
Hey, this is the truth. This is the truth.
Miss Marvel, a girl from New Jersey.
Okay.
And her power sets include stretching and becoming
growing,
embiggening.
Yeah. Because
that's not the case in Disney Plus.
Are you kidding me?
No, she's
that's right. She like makes.
There are constructs that come from her. I don't want to call it a bangle, and I don't want to call it a bracelet, but it's
bangle.
Okay, it's a bangle.
Okay,
and it's apparently like in a more recent trailer that's come out. She finds the bangle in a box in the attic that apparently belonged to her grandma. Or something like that. Yeah, and apparently it was imbued with cosmic power, and
she's accurate to the comics.
Well, I don't know who's a part of the whole team of creating that whole story, but
because I played the Avengers video game, exactly. And she get large and stretch.
Well, but also just like the whole point of it in the comics is that she gets these powers and she feels even more isolated.
Yeah, no, and they're still going to deal with stuff like that, and But it's just how she is how she gets her powers is different, and her power sets are different.
But like how she gets her powers was not within her control, like in the original one, right? In the comic book, like, but now she's apparently choosing her powers.
Kinda, but not really. It's more so, yeah. It's
almost, so it's by like she didn't choose her power, but like
if we had to compare for DC, it's Green Lantern.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's very Green Lantern.
And that's essentially her power construct too. Is that she can basically create these manifestations, and they're more like crystallized and cosmic powered, instead of just like growing. And I mean, it does show her like her fist does grow into a large.
I remember seeing that in the trailer.
It's more of the construct that's growing big. It's not her actual hand.
Yeah,
it's that, and I mean, it's like I said, it's almost like the Green Lantern effect of.
That's what I.
She's essentially
really what I gathered.
She's gonna be like the MCU's Green Lantern. I think that's what kind of changing that into kind of sort of not in a bad way, not like the movie that did not do.
Not Ryan Reynolds' movie.
No.
Bless you, Ryan Reynolds. You are a treasure.
He got a wife out of it.
He did.
He sure did.
That's what he and Blake Lively met.
That's adorable.
Yeah. And we got Korg out of that too, because Taika Waititi was the side character.
Oh my!
I think he was like his best friend.
What? I need to rewatch.
It's been,
I don't know if I need to rewatch, but good, good.
Yeah, but Miss Marvel, like her whole power set, like I said, it's essentially on the same, because they don't want to. I guess to not confuse new moviegoers and new comic book people who haven't read the comics. They don't want to confuse it with, like, if they see it and be like, oh, it's just Mr. Fantastic's powers, but on an Indian girl or on a Muslim girl. That's what they kind of don't want to do.
I'm with you.
So they that's why they gave her the new power constructs, which is similar but kind of different. It's like we're gonna make it different enough to where it's still, she can still embiggen, she can still.
I'm curious to know what the conversation was around like the justification for it, like for sure, because like
I think it is with them playing in the whole Fantastic Four movie that was supposed to happen with the director from Spider-Man.
Right,
they didn't want to have all this confusion. It's just like, hey, let's just change up her power stance. I guess they did. They probably did talk to the creator of Kamala.
You would have had to. You would have had
to see what they could do to
like how do you feel from the comic
to the TV show?
You know?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it still looks good. It's still she still does feel isolated, like even more isolated when she does have her powers. She only talks to like 2 or 3 people, and it's not her uncle, not her mom, not her mom, but she does. Yeah, but she's still obsessed with Captain Marvel, still obsessed with like the heroes and wanted to be more like them and look like them and stuff like that. It's still all of that within the character. It's just that her power set is different, and that's where a lot of people had backlash from it. It was like, oh no, she doesn't grow big, she doesn't do that. It's like, well, y'all give the show a freaking chance.
I mean, you know how critics and
what's not even critics, it's
podcasters and fans can be, you know, like it without a doubt.
I mean, I'm not going to front. Marvel is becoming a toxic fandom like Star Wars and other fandoms.
I mean, a lot of people have a lot of memories and a lot of, you know, nostalgia associated with it, so it's hard to live up to. It's without a doubt a difficult task for them to maintain the pure nostalgia that I guess we've been experiencing since a lot of these comics have been created, you know, when they were just comic books, and also bring it to life as well, right? Like it's definitely like it's a difficult challenge that the creators of these movies and television shows and series have.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really,
So, I mean, that's why I always look forward to a lot of the films, right?
I went with a positive outlook on most things Marvel.
Most things. I mean, I definitely have my skepticisms here and there, because, like, we grew up watching them, right? Like, they kind of came out for our generation when they first came out, and now we're just adults watching these films. Spider-Man! That are typically for children, I guess, to some degree. So like that's kind of I kind of came into with. I had too many high expectations for Doctor Strange. I really did, because
most people do.
Like the way that I was shook watching the first Doctor Strange, I wasn't shook the same. If that makes sense.
Well, also because with like going back to Doctor Strange real quick, I mean, a lot of people were expecting the world when it came to what can we do? It's the multiverse. Who all's going to be in there? When it was like everyone came out, some people came out disappointed. It was like, no, they weren't in there.
I will say one of the funniest parts about the multiverse thing is that what's her name? America Chavez points out, y'all pay for food in your universe. Like that's weird.
I'm sorry.
I agree. It is weird.
Capitalism.
I know.
I hate it.
I know.
It's a necessity.
It does. But we can move on from Miss Marvel. Just because I am looking forward to it. I don't know what to expect that much, so that's probably why I'm looking forward to it the most. That's why I felt like that's how I felt with Moon Knight. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, going forward, I mean, we can switch over. We're done with Marvel for now.
Yeah, that was a quick run through.
Marvel heavy, but let's get into
the other fandom.
The Final Frontier. No, I'm kidding. That's Star Trek. Not anger people.
Oh, you were about to piss some people. Oh, we are going to a galaxy far, far away. But
the Final Frontier.
Oh my god.
Cancel me, I dare you.
We're going to a galaxy far,
Star
far
Trek.
away, but somehow in the future.
All you Trekkies.
At the same time. Somehow. I don't know
You're
how
talking about
something
Star
can be
Wars.
far, far away, but also in the future.
It was a long time ago, far Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Man, the Kenobi series.
Kenobi.
There's an entire section dedicated to this on Disney Plus right now. If you
Yeah.
haven't noticed. Like I saw the trailer for it, but also like
Sir Alec Guinness to you.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
man, glad they're bringing him back though.
Yeah, I'm glad he's coming back. Him and Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen is coming back as Anakin Skywalker. Yeah,
Because I mean, he has to be a part of the series, right?
yeah.
Like,
No, they first announced that when they first announced the Kenobi series. It was like, yeah, we're bringing back Anakin.
Baby Annie.
Yeah, not even baby. We're bringing back Hayden.
No,
And I
but,
think
like he's still a baby. You don't ask. He's a little pansy ass in these freaking movies. Don't play with me. Crying in every
He
scene.
feels a lot and he has trauma.
and he doesn't like sand.
He doesn't.
He grew up in a sand world, Jay.
He did, sure did. Sure
But no,
did.
but like the trailer, the one trailer that's come out of Obi-Wan so far is spectacular. We see a weathered Obi-Wan after the events of what's it, episode 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in between the time of him,
Clone Wars, right?
yeah, Clone Wars, between Clone Wars and A New Hope.
A New Hope before, yeah.
Yeah,
Luke
because we see there is a little clip.
Because you are gonna
He's
have
on
to-
Tatooine. Well, he's on Tatooine, and like when you see on the trailer, like he's looking in the binoculars, you see. Apparently, that's a young Luke Skywalker.
That's Luke. That's supposed to be Luke.
That's like on a fake pod.
Yeah. Oh, because I thought it might have been a young Annie, and I was kind of confused. I was like, are we just gonna like see him like adopt this little child again?
Right. Nah, it's we've gone over time. It's time to end the show. I'm sorry.
Nope, can't do it anymore. Game over. Bye.
It's okay. But no, like I'm saying, we got young Luke Skywalker. He's back on Tatooine. Well, Obi-Wan is back on Tatooine. I mean, there's pictures out now of Hayden Christensen with a. We don't know if he's not technically Darth Vader yet. Apparently,
You hear the sound at the end.
you
of
do
the
hear the
first
sound of
trailer.
it, but also the pictures of there's pictures and videos of Hayden Christensen like training with the lightsaber, and apparently, well, not apparently, but there's rumored there's going to be flashbacks of during the Clone Wars, like in the TV series, but they're making it into live action. So we're going to see Hayden Christensen as Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, wow.
Before he turns to the dark side.
Oh, wow. Like he's like mostly like hella robot. Like
No, not yet. So the Kenobi series is more than likely taking place between episodes 2 and 3.
between 2 and 3
yeah.
before he like does
Yeah.
the flip and
Before he becomes,
tries to take the high ground and
Yeah.
he would not take the high ground.
Yeah.
That was dumb. It was a dumb move. Why are you gonna try to do that, bro? You're not built for this.
I don't know.
He was not built for this.
He wasn't. Not until afterward when he literally got built for it.
Wow, you went there.
I did.
No, I mean, and he still didn't even get built for that.
Oh man, no, he lost a hand, and then he lost a son, and then he lost himself, and then he lost his life.
And a wife.
Yep.
Lost it all.
Dang. That's just span out like that.
He wasn't built for this.
Space opera, the movie.
True. Oh, definitely.
And he's the cause of it.
Sorry, Ryan. You're gonna have to come in on this one like when you get back.
But we'll hold the rest of our judgment for when Ryan comes back because he is our
We're gonna do an
resident
episode
Star Wars
on.
expert.
We'll do an episode on Obi-Wan once it starts going.
General Kenobi. Hello there.
Solid.
Was this Grievous? Yeah.
That was your grievance.
Spin my arm. I don't have 4 arms that spin, Jay.
You gotta use your legs, fam.
All right, last topic of
Last
discussion.
but certainly not least.
Boy,
I'm excited for this one.
Boy.
We'll finish on a strong note, on
Boy.
a very high note. If y'all didn't watch it, if you ain't watched it yet, you got to watch it because spoilers are ahead.
we finna talk about him.
Dun 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 dun.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Bro.
The reboot, the movie, not a reboot.
Chippendale Rescue Ranger. Chippendale.
Post Malone has a solid theme song on his hands, and it's already on my playlist.
Bro, it bops. It bops. And waiting for the end of the movie and the way that they ended the movie and to go into it, like the whole...
Talking about how we should do a whole reboot
We
series.
should do a whole reboot series and we should get one of those pop singers.
We're going to get a pop singer to sing a very serious rendition of our theme song? Yeah, who's going to do that? Goes into Post Malone singing the theme song on the credits.
The fact that, like, it's so... the way that I thought about it was, like, knee slapper comedy, like, throughout the entire time. Very, like...
But also detective mystery.
Yeah.
And, like, it just worked. It was an extended episode. It was an extended episode of a Chippendales Rescue Rangers episode.
They said in the movie, the worse the joke, the longer the laugh.
Yep.
The worse the joke, I cried. I was like, that is it. And that's my freaking humor, right? Like, I'm an old man. Like, I love dad humor and shitty jokes, like, whatever. And there's so much of that in the whole thing of it all.
Maybe we shouldn't have a plain decision. And cut.
And cut. No, but if you haven't checked it out on Disney Plus yet, please do. And I highly recommend it because a lot of people have been talking.
The
Talking
cameos,
that is.
TikTok is already like overflowing with all the cameos and spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet, I'm sorry. Watch it before you skip through these next like 5 or so minutes because we finna spoil it.
Hands down, best cameo was Seth Rogen as the troll from the bad animation from side of town.
Uncanny Valley. That's what it's called.
Uncanny Valley, seeing himself as
Pumbaa and Mantis and Bob.
Yeah.
It was the Seth Rogen multiverse of madness, and they all literally laughed at each other, and it was funny because it was the Seth Rogen laugh happening.
Seth Rogen's laugh in the Uncanny Valley was awful. It was just like the dead eyes that...
I'm looking at you. No. It's a little like you're looking at the window. No, I'm looking at you. Down there. I can clearly look at you down there.
Bro, I died. And like this movie is pretty long for like the kind of movie that it is. It's like an hour and a half, 45. And I got to the first half of it, and like it was a lot of the plot hadn't developed yet, right? Like the first half of the film is really just kind of reintroducing them
to this generation.
This generation, describing their problems.
I didn't know. That was one thing. I didn't know they were. I thought they were brothers for the longest time. No, they were friends.
They're just friends.
They're just friends.
You would have. I didn't ever put it. I think I thought they were friends. I didn't really think about. Maybe I thought they were brothers.
I've always thought they were brothers from the get go. From the little animated shorts on Disney and House of Mouse, all the way up to Chippendale Rescue Rangers, all the way through to like. What's it? Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas when they did the all of that.
The constant comparison between them and Alvin and the Chipmunks can like man, they were like the complexes that it gave them as like adults or as like just actors in general.
It's like, oh look at them, they're rapping now. Why would you want to hear Chipmunks rapping?
Everybody's rapping now. Like
a couple scenes later when they're in the bathhouse and they have to rap in front of a DJ Snake.
Bruh. That guy, the DJ.
You know those that's the guy who's.
Jungle Book, right?
You talking about Blerd?
No, that was an original character. The snake was.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it was played by his name is Flula Blord.
Oh yeah, he was a YouTuber.
Yeah, he was the German one who speaks like this and. Nope. Have you seen Pitch Perfect 3?
Yeah, I love it.
Javelin from the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Only at the beginning, but he had like the strong German accent.
Well, who was he in Pitch Perfect? Because I love Pitch Perfect.
I can't remember. He was in one of the competing
He was
bands.
The main Swedish guy from the competing team.
Oh, from the Das House people.
Yeah, Das House. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was the DJ Snake.
He's got a pointy face.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Body.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah. No, he's hilarious.
Okay.
He's like, I have this sick beats. Would you like to rap over it? I'm like, oh,
Oh, so we're rapping. And, like, in order to remain unsuspicious, they have to rap, right? Like, there's
I don't want to talk about whales because I'm not ever going to kill a whale. Whales.
Eat a whale.
I'm never going to eat a whale.
Never gonna eat a whale.
Never going to eat a whale.
Never gonna
eat a whale. I can't with y'all.
But also in this bathhouse, we got Randy Marsh. The
Cameos.
cameos.
Sure it is. The cameos
galore.
The movie is worth it alone for the cameos because the way that they do the cameos is so freaking hilarious. Because like it's like a cameo, but also not a cameo because it's a bootleg cameo. And you're just
those two, but like also we have one specific cameo that everyone fell in love with that you didn't expect to fall in love with until after you watched this specific movie. Ugly Sonic.
Man,
they brought back the Sonic that everyone hated from the first trailer of Sonic the Hedgehog back in 2019,
and they reused him. Reduce, reuse, recycle. My man, they reduced his role to a second to a.
He got his moment.
He did get his moment.
He sure did.
Because he knew the FBI.
He did.
But them teeth, man.
But they reduced, reused, and recycled that man to perfection.
Ugly Sonic is always going to be here for you.
I can only focus on the mouth. What is wrong with his mouth?
All the teeth. It was so weird. But it worked.
It worked so well. And the fact that it was him at a convention, of all things, right? Like, you know, that's the fallen... Where the place of fallen stars a lot of the time on the poor convention circuit.
Yeah.
Who was that female character from the convention? Where was she from?
Apparently, Tigra from the Avengers. I guess that's one of the older comic books.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought she was from Thundercats. Yeah, I was like,
I thought so too, but like she say, I'm Tigra from the Avengers. I'm like, oh. Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna question it, but you had like Lumiere sitting next to
man.
Sitting next to Dale.
It was good.
He burns money every time.
Yeah. Oh, I needed that.
working for a living out here, bro. Damn. He ain't get no kind of royalties from the movies or the Broadway productions.
Broadway or the reboot movie with Emma Watson.
No royalties for Lumiere.
You're right, because that was the animated one from '91. That's what that was.
Sure, that's fair.
You had, but I mean, they also even talked about that with like Baloo. It was like the same Baloo that was from the OG Jungle Book who got the CGI to get to the live action Jungle Book is now part of this whole rock band.
But the CGI surgery. And that's in the trailer, so it's not as much of a spoiler.
It's not, but it's also like it's dark when you see like how the actual CGI surgery goes.
Oh, bro, like the way that they managed,
the way they did the bootleg surgery. That's apparently how the CGI.
They
surgery
cut that
goes.
man's ear off. They cut my boy Chip. Was it Chip or Dale?
It was Chip who got his ear cut off, and
then had the Snoopy ear.
I just like how they like just like played into the cartoon. So at the end, after he got the Snoopy ear cut off, he literally just went.
Oh, it was perfect. It was perfection. I was like, that makes sense.
What in the Roger Rabbit is going on?
I was like, that makes sense. It's a cartoon.
Who was also in it?
The Roger Rabbit cameo was needed and necessary in this film. Like, you have to realize that was the one that did it best first.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're finally merging contracts like this and able to do it so well.
All the Disney lawyers were like on 11 getting all these characters
like
into
the
this
fact
movie.
that they were able, but like because of the bootleg part too, right? Like the bootleg part, you can't do that without the Disney lawyers saying, "Okay, we can do this because we own these things." Bro, how the hell you made a villain out of Peter Pan is beyond me.
Well, technically, he was a villain from the get-go. If you want to get technical about it,
if you want to get really,
this boy stole kids and kept them in Neverland.
It was in the book, yes, yeah. He had problems. And he still had problems.
The boy who never grew up, and then the whole.
But he let them go in the movie, so like you wouldn't suspected it. But his like behind the music, the post,
the making of a murderer,
exactly, was hilarious. Like he just like
the boy who grew up.
He bottomed out, man. He peaked at childhood. Like typical story of a childhood star.
And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but those who know like Disney lore. We're kind of mad because apparently that's the actor who originally played Peter Pan.
Right.
His name is Bobby Driscoll. He was the stage, not stage. Well, like the way they did it was like they rotoscoped back then, so they had like live. It was basically a giant green screen room, and they had all the actors on there, and that's how they would draw the movements and everything.
Okay.
And so the guy who played Bobby Driscoll, who also voiced him, apparently it was the same storyline for Sweet Pete. almost. Yeah. And so, but the thing is, Bobby Driscoll, he died at 30 because he was like, I think he
oh wow,
he died
sensitivity
from drug overdose or something like that. But
potential insensitivity.
But essentially, this was like the. Hey, this is what happened to Peter Pan, essentially, but a safer version for the kids to watch.
Oh, man.
He grew up and became Sweet Pete and started doing bootleg.
Also, the fact that this movie is PG and they managed to maintain it to be PG is impressive.
I'm just
because like there are some high level themes of addiction and like. He said, "Dang it."
He said, "No." He said, "Dang it." He said, "Damn," and then he was just like, "I'm in hell" when he was talking about rapping, like because he didn't want to rap.
Hell is not a cuss word. You can get away with it.
You can get away with it, but it was for a cartoon chipmunk from the late 90s who was for kids specifically, that is a curse word.
You know, you're not. I hear where you're coming from. But they get away with it. They get away with it.
They win because I mean, if you were a grown man who has to rap for his life,
you're not.
Yeah,
you're
be in
not
hell
happy.
too.
You're not happy about it. You're not happy about it.
I'm like, oh my god, chill. No.
That was as close as they would get, though. I mean, but still, the innuendos, the metaphors,
the cheese was like the
cheese was crack. like my man definitely had an addiction. He called it. I got some good lines for you to snort. Like I was dead. Like the smell line. Yeah, man. I was like, that's right on the freaking nose.
Yeah, but also I just loved the that was Keegan-Michael Key who played the Swedish chef.
That's freaking funny.
He was like,
I saw him in the credits, but I didn't realize that was him.
He was the chef, yeah.
Oh wow,
he was the cheese chef. That was probably one of the funniest moments to me. Was like when Chip was like, "Do you have some stinky Gouda?" And like you see the chef just go, "You know, cops are you?" I'm like, oh, damn. Switch
real quick. From freaking Swedish chef on Sesame Street
all the way to like New York gangsters. Like, "You know, cops are you?"
Bro, and like they're just walking down what looks like Main Street in Disneyland, Disney World or Disneyland. I'm not sure whichever. Either. And they're just like, yeah, he does some sketchy stuff. They do some sketchy
she's
stuff.
Part of a puppet fighting league.
Right. Definitely like
what?
I mean, poking fun at the evilness of Disney too. Like, right, just very much so. Like,
what goes on behind closed doors?
I mean,
we see that when we go into the cheese shop and like we're going down to the cellar and
all they're missing is the joke from that they abduct children for the It's a Small World ride. Like
Family Guy already did it.
Exactly.
It's a tiny,
and
tiny
did they reference? Was there a Family Guy cameo or did we just get South Park?
We got South Park and we got a Big Mouth reference out of
there was a Big Mouth.
It was John Mulaney's like detective character from the police station was in the police station.
Yeah. I pointed that out.
I was like, wait, that's a TVMA character. That ain't
that was funny. That was funny.
Woo! But yeah, go watch Chip and Dale.
Please, because
for all the cameos.
Tell us your favorite cameo on the Instagram. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, I got mine. I mean, you got one of mine that came out of the bootleg shed at the end was Bigfoot from Goofy Movie.
I missed it.
You gotta look at it.
I missed that one. I missed that one.
Goofy Movie. He was in Fred Flintstone's outfit. Yeah, it was that, and apparently there was a Naruto cameo like in the background. Oh, it was at that same scene, but like you gotta like
all the posters that like.
Well, not all posters, but it was at that same scene where all the bootleg cartoons were coming out of the shed. Apparently, there was one of them. Naruto was like not being handcuffed, but he was like being guided along.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there was a Naruto reference.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch the film for all the cameos too. Like that was, it's definitely worth a rewatch too for sure. Like for the story.
Wasn't bad.
No, it progressed very well. It had enough time to get all the stuff that they really wanted to get into,
right?
And it ended strongly, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with that theme song.
I mean, just ended like you started it, being well aware of what kind of film you're making, in my opinion.
And like I said, like I told Jay right before the show, it was a very adequate sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Adequate is great. Adequate is right on the money.
But we can go on and on.
We can go on and on.
What we're going to do now is take a quick break, and then we'll be right back for the weekly blurb.
Be right back, guys.
It's time for the weekly blurb.
It still reminds me of iCarly.
I know you eat
It's like, why do you never say the 2 or the 1? I will always be fascinated with that.
Was that you genuinely fascinated, or you?
No, that was from
Okay.
my
I was like, wait, is that a line from the show?
That was a line from the
Yeah,
show.
it was
It was a constant conversation point.
Do the 2 and the 1.
No, Freddie never did the 2 and 1.
2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody.
You know what time it is. It's time for the weekly blurb where we discuss
The new things.
Yeah.
Things of interest.
Yeah. Or things that are coming up. Or
Etc.
Etc. All the things. I know you're waiting for me to say it. I saw the look in your eye. The gleam in your eye.
All the things. We need to get it on a t-shirt. But
all things.
I'll go. Is it my turn to go first?
Yes, because I went first last week.
Beautiful, brilliant. Well, I have just bore witness to 2 new trailers, and I mean I'm waiting on the sound to be made. Oh well, you broke the button.
Yeah. All right.
Well, comedic timing is everything. So, bringing it around first is the new Umbrella Academy trailer.
Season
3?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, season 3.
I was like 3 or 4. No, it's 3.
Starring one Elliot Page
Yeah.
and one of my favorite new stars of this film or TV series.
How old are you?
I'm always calling it film.
How old are
I was
you?
raised by old people.
He's 75.
I'm the oldest one in the group.
You are.
So I'll take that.
75.
Years old. What's his name? Ash from Euphoria is joining
His name
the.
is like Javon in real life. I'll do some research, but keep talking.
I'm calling him Ash for until
Yeah,
I
this
know
is
better.
Ashtray.
But I'm excited. I think that I love this show. First of all, like this show has instantly appealed to me and my nerddom and my like love for off cuff.
Javon Walton.
Javon. I like you, Javon. You're a talented young man, and I look forward to seeing how his career progresses, and ultimately to do the Mac Miller cover biopic that he's destined for. In my
He
opinion,
can be the young Mac Miller to
yeah.
Angus McLeod's
Exactly.
adult.
Exactly.
Actually.
Exactly.
Right.
He's destined for it.
Is it?
He's destined for it. But no, I'm hyped to see where we pick up where we left off from, like in the new multiverse timeline.
All these multiverse alternate
I mean,
timeline.
like this is
Wibbly
thank you,
wobbly,
Marvel, for
timey
opening
wimey.
This like idea, and I mean like
That was a Doctor Who reference.
Well, we could Doctor Who did it first, but we can like do it on like major television. I guess BBC is major television. I shouldn't discredit it like that. Not trying to discredit it at all.
The British Broadcasting Company.
Yeah. But no, I'm hyped to see where we go from here, and I'm also excited that we get to continue. I was after their transition, like I was very interested to see how Elliot Page was going to continue his career in the in the television series,
Because he is no longer Vanya, he is Victor.
and like that is apparently just going to be done seamlessly through the timeline, which is great.
That makes sense. Like you go through a new timeline, it's like, wait, you were Vanya, and then it was like, well, I'm Victor now. It's like,
Exactly.
all right, cool.
Exactly.
Or
So
maybe
that
they don't explain it. They just like look at it and say, Victor, where were you? It's like they just go from there. It's like, oh, okay.
like everyone's brain will just have that mind meld.
It's
And
just like it already knows that Victor has been Victor this whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll be, I'll be excited to see how that whole situation plays out as well. Not to mention, it seems like we're going to have a whole new set of antagonists, like with the
Sparrow Academy.
Exactly, and it's gonna. They're gonna have to be challenged to fight against their sibling, and like that's pretty dope. And
Too many siblings, not enough timeline.
all of it just seems to be a setup for a really great storytelling, and honestly, probably will have a really great twist because that's what we've seen with the first 2 seasons,
yeah.
right? Like, I mean, it's excellent storytelling. I love this comic book come to life, and so I think that's something to really be looking forward to next month. Like it's going to be happening pretty quickly here. So that's
A lot of shows coming
that's
out
the
this
first trailer that I got to see.
What's next? What next?
And then the other trailer that I got to see was the one for The Boys coming out on Amazon Prime. Like that shit hit. It's another Seth Rogen, right? Influenced comic book that has come to life. First, the other one was Invincible, right? Like he was attached.
Well, Seth Rogen, he was the executive producer for both of those.
Okay.
He didn't do the comics. He probably read the comics. And
Okay.
He's the executive producer for both.
Well,
I think he's basically like the Kevin Feige of Amazon Prime right now.
And
when it comes to like comic book
and they're
projects.
very like small, and they're smaller than Marvel, right? Like they're different studios.
Yeah,
Studios.
they're both because Invincible was written by the same guy who wrote The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And then the boys are, I forgot who wrote it, but they're like you said, they're both on a smaller scale. They're definitely not Marvel or DC, but
Right.
more
Third party
independent
comic book
got popular enough to have these TV shows that are
popping off and like solid and definitely filling a void that I experienced when I mean talking about Doctor Strange and the brutality of it all. You know, like it fills the void for the need in this like world where a lot of the comic books. Movies are kid friendly, right? Like,
I mean, you got the for both Marvel and DC. DC, you just can't see nobody because it's dark.
Yeah.
But like Marvel, both of them, they shy away from the brutality and the gore, and that every not all superheroes are good people, and that's what the Amazon Prime TV shows come in.
They fill that gap so well, and like you're just. I mean, the intensity and how about whereas. Marvel and DC stray away. Amazon Prime is embracing.
They lean into it.
Lean in hard, head first, going through a wall. As far as I'm concerned with it, you know. From what I see is again we're picking up where you left off from the last season of The Boys, and after Homeboy has relieved himself on top of
the Empire State Building.
I was gonna say relieved himself on the Empire State Building of New York, and he is clearly having a full public breakdown. Like, dude is not well.
I mean, the trailer opens up with him publicly apologizing for actions that may have happened between seasons. So
exactly,
there's that.
Exactly, and Homeboy has clearly got a script, and he is just
because it's the same line over and over again. I promise and I apologize.
I appreciate them. Like, it's kind of like a commentary on how politicians when they.
Celebrities,
or like have an affair or do whatever like uncouth, like not good thing.
Whole PR team's writing these scripts to you, apologizing.
Yeah, you know.
I did not mismoogity that woman. I promise I will never do and googity and giggity again.
Exactly.
I apologize.
Exactly. Thank you, Slick Willie.
Giggity.
But who else but Quagmire? Woo! But nah, dude. All that to say is, again, I do look forward to it. I think that it's gonna be two very good television series, and always excited to have more of these types of movies and television shows come out. So that's my weekly blurb. I hope people check them out and are excited about them if they didn't know about it, because I didn't know about it until about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Watch them trailers. Them trailers are, first of all, the music and trailers are amazing, and then also there's the storylines that we're going to be seeing in the next couple of months. Just chef's kiss.
Mwah.
Switch it over to my side of the room. I don't need more graphics because I don't feel like it.
That's fair.
But I can if I want to.
You sure can.
Graphic.
You gonna do that?
It's gonna say graphic.
Oh, that's it.
No, but on this side, once again, I just want to remind everybody that we officially do have a panel at Alabama Comic Con / KimetsuCon in Birmingham, Alabama.
Don't forget,
it's in 2 weeks, or from Tuesday. It'll be about 10 days from that week. It'll be June 4th, that Saturday at 12:15 p.m. We will be basically doing a live reenactment of our first episode, but like I said, we are much better at what we do at our jobs now, and so we know what we're doing and talking about. And it's also going to be a live Q&A conversation, all around good time for about 45 minutes to an hour. Come out, come join us.
I know we can talk for an hour, so we want y'all to talk to us.
Yeah, and we don't want to get strict. We don't want to get slapped on the wrist for timing, and from the people.
We want them to invite us back.
Yeah, that too. But like I said, we'll be there. We'll be there the whole weekend. If you want to get pictures with us, if we want to take pictures with you guys, because we definitely do. We want to see all your fancy cosplays, or if not in cosplay, if you want to get some merch, we can put some orders in for you so they can come through and
all the things. And yeah, but definitely, like I said, that's my quick short weekly blurb. We have the panel once again, and yeah, come through 12:15 p.m. Saturday, June 4th, and we're going to be there June 4th and 5th. Don't know if we have a table. If not, that's okay. We'll just be walking around with our shirts and our pride.
Come say hey.
Yeah, we'll be there. But yeah, that's all I got. And we appreciate you guys for listening again to this episode. And Jay, where can the people find us?
Well, if you don't know, now you know. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Blerd Survival Guide, on Twitter and TikTok at Blerd Guide, on the Redbubble and the YouTube at Blerd Survival Guide. And you can always find us at our personals. Mine is at Blerd Activist.
At that dancing Blerd, no G. And other than that,
keep surviving, everybody.
Listen to the theme song.
Oh yeah!
Blerd Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blerd Activist.
At that dancing Blerd. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and the Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We've got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blerd Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live.
Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat and the lyrics and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service.